Good morning, it's Sunday 20th of March 2016. This is Sylvia Shivamurthy and you're listening to the newspaper reviews on www.athavaneng.com. Let's now look at the paper highlights from today's newspapers. The top highlight in Sunday Times says, $101 million hacking heist. Interpol hunts for Shalika Foundation chief. An international alert is underway to arrest a key director of Shalika Foundation, a Sri Lankan NGO at the heart of a global multi-million-dollar money laundering scheme. He is said to be on the run and believed to be in Japan. We have sought Interpol assistance to trace this person, who is believed to be in Japan but may have slipped to another country, a police source said. The NGO's Dehiwala office was raided by the police and the computers were seized. One person was questioned but no arrests have been made as yet, police said. Last week, the Sunday Times reported how Chinese hackers earlier this month successfully transferred $81 million to a bank account in the Philippines, but the attempt to transfer $20 million to the Sri Lankan NGO was foiled after a Pan-Asia bank through which the money was being transferred alerted the authorities as the amount was unusually high and the NGO's name was misspelled. There's another highlight which says, Power Crisis. German experts coming. Short-term solution in 2 weeks. German experts are due in Sri Lanka tomorrow to inspect some 30 electrical transformers and recommend ways to prevent countrywide power failures during sudden breakdowns. Their main task would be to inspect the transformers that exploded and caught fire at Biagama and Kottagoda last Sunday and on Friday, resulting in power cuts. Power and Renewable Energy Minister Ranjit Siamalapitiya told the Sunday Times that the experts would assess how such isolated incidents were affecting the entire electricity distribution network and find short-term and long-term solutions. The minister said the prospect of buying electricity from private power producers was also being considered. Another highlight in the middle says, Public servants given cash but no vehicle. In a move to save hundreds of millions of rupees spent on transport in the public sector, the government is encouraging officers to use their private vehicles by increasing the transport allowance, but the officers say the new allowance is not enough. The Ministry of Public Administration and Management in a circular to government departments said the current monthly allowance for the use of private vehicles had been increased from 30,000 rupees is revised to 50,000 rupees. And the highlight at the bottom says, Who will win the battle of the builders, Mittals or locals? Cabinet has approved a proposal to build 65,000 houses for war-affected families in the north and east, but stopped short of awarding the contract to ArcelorMittal, an international company run by an Indian steel magnate Lakshmi Mittal. Further negotiations are to be conducted before the decision is made on the lucrative deal. ArcelorMittal, the world's largest steelmaker, was recommended for the project by a cabinet-appointed negotiation committee earlier this year. But there has been growing controversy over the estimated cost of each house, 2.5 million rupees each, amid concerns over the suitability of the construction materials the company intends to use. And now let's move to the paper highlights in Sunday Observer. The top highlight says, Government to buy 3 private power plants. Moves are afoot to purchase power from 3 privately owned power plants through a cabinet paper to be tabled next week. Authoritative sources confirm that the government hopes to purchase the 100-megawatt power plant in Puttalam, the 100-megawatt thermal power plant in Ambalapitiya and 60-megawatt ACE Mathura power station as an emergency measure. The highlight at the middle says, Multi-ministerial effort to regain GSP+. The Foreign Ministry is coordinating a multi-ministerial effort to fulfill criteria to reapply for the European Union's GSP Plus tariff concessions, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maheshini Kolon said. In response to a query by the Sunday Observer, she said it was difficult to say when Sri Lanka will be ready to apply for the tariff concessions since more needs to be done to become eligible to submit the application. There's another highlight which says, Tougher laws to control whale watching. The Department of Wildlife Conservation will introduce tougher laws to control whale and dolphin watching in Mirissa. The laws will come into effect before the next whale watching season in August and September, Director General Wildlife Conservation Chandrasri Bandara said. Another highlight says, OL results out. GCE Ordinary Level 2015 results were out yesterday. Results could be assessed on the internet on www.doenets.lk. And the highlight at the bottom says, Vimal spent 70 million rupees on 68 vehicles. Former Housing Minister Vimal Veeravansa had 68 rented vehicles during his ministerial tenure, brazenly violating the government's circular and causing a loss of millions of rupees to the then government, Financial Crime Investigation Division sources said. And now let's move to the paper highlights in Ceylon today. The top highlight says, SLFP probes party rebels criticism. Another highlight says, JEDB Vauxhall State land scam. A stinking property deal has now surfaced within the Slave Island area over a leasing of 273 purchased prime commercial land. There's another highlight which says, just economic sabotage or hidden foreign hands. There's another highlight which says, in the absence of proper housing and livelihood facilities, refugee returnees driven to despair. And the highlight at the middle says, Ceylon politics. MR's do or die game to take reins of SLFP. And the highlight at the bottom says, MR didn't allow our morals to sag. That's all for today's newspaper highlights, and we'll get back to you with more news tomorrow. Thank you.